play this weekend?
Oh, more than likely, but we're going to have match committee. It's very early in the week. This is our first session. We've got another one. Got to get through it all, but yeah, he did himself no harm, and at some point we'd like to give him an opportunity. But our small forwards did play well. Crosby, Ballantyne was a little bit quieter, but Crosby, Ballantyne, Duffy, they were all pretty good. So yeah, it makes it a little bit harder, which is a nice problem.
Can you play all four?
Yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, we're not the tallest, but yeah, we would play them. Real offensive threats, speed. Yeah, we really liked what we saw. We're trying to build a front half that's capable against all opposition. So clearly we're playing, a great team on the weekend. It'd be a great experience for those kids.
Ross, how is Ballantyne? He got treatment during the game.
Yeah, he's had that type piriformis or whatever it is. So yeah, he's in pretty good shape. He'll run today. He should be fine.
Fair to say, I know it's still a couple of days, but had the review yesterday, that looking back at it and looking ahead, that although you lost the game, there was a lot to like about what Freo did. Yeah,
you can certainly lose and have gone forward. We didn't get beaten with effort. We got beaten by a very smart football team, and normally we've been able to handle that. But we did some things on the weekend that really played into their hands, and probably from my end, I should have adjusted a little bit earlier to reflect our dominance around the ball. And but there was also some young forwards against some, Enright and Mackie can drop off you with the best of them. So there was times we had equal numbers and we lost that through some poor decision making, but there were times we gave them that spare consciously, and our ball use didn't handle it that well. So I take some responsibility, but we go forward with pretty good effort. We've got a fierce challenge this week, but one we're really looking forward to challenging ourselves against.
Are they a bit more unpredictable without Jared Roughead in the side? Is it?
No, they're very predictable in the way they play. So, Roughead's obviously a very good player, but he's shown a great capacity to score and score heavily regardless of pretty much what personnel goes into their roles. They've got a really strong system, and it's really hard to deal with. They're a smart footy team.
Offensively, they're talked about as one of the most dangerous sides, but even defensively, they're very, very strong. Is it doubly important on the back of what happened last week and what you just spoke about to really work hard on moving the ball forward in the right manner to get the score that you need to get?
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, you can't be a great team if you're not competent both sides of the ball. So I think defensively they've slipped a little bit this year to where they were, but look, we had lots of opportunities, but we learned some great lessons, and hopefully we'll take it into this week. Well, that's the aim anyway.
Ross, difficult question to answer, but have you mentioned anything to the umpire's advisor about just when going back through some of the games, game against Geelong, the final last year at home,
that's
the corresponding game, but just Fremantle seemed to get pinged very harshly, very early, sometimes in the first.
Look, I think there's a big picture sort of topic here. There's a new regime in, which is Wayne Campbell and Hayden Kennedy, and there was it had to be intentional, or maybe there was communication from then to the umpires, but there's clearly a shift in the way the game was umpired. I think that's indisputable, and things were, the congestion was building. Then there's another shift so then the marking contests become different interpretations that we'd adapted to under Rowan Sawyers and Jeff Geeshan. So there's a clear shift, and some teams adapt better than others. But there's been a clear shift in the second half of the year. Like, we played the Bulldogs, we got 4 free kicks for the game in a congested game, but then you get 7 or 8 weeks later, and there's 39 free kicks paid in a half. But then probably we're struggling to then within the game, it goes from 14 to 25 to 6-4 or 4-6. So then there's a shift within the game philosophically, and we know they do have contact at half time, which is fine because they're coaches. It's like we give our players feedback at the breaks to try and improve. So clearly there's a shift within the game. But we're going to take some responsibility. We're having a good look at it. Our high tackles, we're tackling a bit high, maybe a little bit reckless, and I think we learned some lessons from Ryan Crowley just laying in the back. You can't tackle then lie on top of him, because Aaron Sandland's got a free kick for, I think, Rivers laid on his back. So we've got to adjust to how it's being umpired, but it's hard to get a handle on it when it's swinging wild fluctuations within games. Probably the disappointing ones for us is, and I think well, I did hear Chris talk about Steve Johnson, and he doesn't wrestle off the ball. It's safe to say it's the opposition players. But we know in the Geelong game here, the interchange, Steve has a propensity to grab his opponent, take him to the ground, and then hopefully the instigator doesn't get caught and we get pinned. And that happened with Cam Sutcliffe on the weekend, which really cost us a goal. So Cam was running, he checked Steve put him around the neck, put him to the ground, and then the umpire guesses, and they're the things we get frustrated with. But in saying that, that's not the reason we lost or would have won the game. But they are frustrations that we'll take responsibility. But to suggest, it's when the guesses occur, like with Ryan Crowley off the ball the previous week. So they're the things that can sort of frustrate you. But I'm certainly not an umpire basher. But hopefully the rub of the green will turn at some point for us.
You just want consistency.
I think everyone does, but I think it's an incredibly difficult game to umpire, and there's lots of agendas, but there's lots of views and pressures, and you just hope it's not too reactionary. But they're trying to do their best, but it's a difficult thing to stay on top of the shifts within games, within seasons.
Were you travelling better this time last year than you are now, or do you think you're pretty similar? Just in form, not so much win.
Yeah, it's very hard to draw parallels. Yeah, I wouldn't think that we've been as good. I think we've struggled a little bit in some aspects. So, I wouldn't say we're as on top of our game as we were. I think, we're getting real momentum, but we're still from here a real opportunity to build. We had a magnificent last quarter against Geelong, really, and we're pretty keen to take that forward with us. So, we know our best is very good, but it's probably more our smarts than our efforts. We're probably not as smart a footy team as we've been in the past.
Do you know why that is?
Yeah, look, there's so many components to the game to maintain it, that maintenance factor and address all the issues. Trying to keep a perfect equilibrium is hard. So, look, there's personnel changes, teams slightly change tactics, and maybe just get some complacency at some level creeps in somewhere. So, somewhere in our preparation hasn't been the coaching as sharp as we'd like, or the players absorbing it. What it is, I'm not sure, but all I know is you've got to improve it on the track, and that's what we'll aim to do today.
Just back on Walters, what's his match fitness like at the moment?
Yeah, he's played one game, so he could improve. Yeah, but he trains really hard, so top flight players. I mean, the ability of the conditioners to prepare him like a game is fantastic. So yeah, it's okay. I wouldn't say it's perfect.
If you did decide to play him, would be more likely as the son, or would he be ready?
Well, it's not something I've thought of, really. I think we'll get to match committee. I'm not too sure. But it's a good question. It could be either.
And a player of his class, what does he add to the side, not only skill-wise, but pressure-wise?
Yeah, his trademark was his pressure as well as his goal kicking. So he's a complete player, like as a small forward. He can mark, he can beautifully clean, but at the end of the day, talk's cheap. You've got to go and get it done, So Max Duffy got it done. You've got to get it done.
Is there going to be some listed as tests on the website? How hopeful are you?
Yeah, they're a test this week. I think they're both on the track now. So, and then at the end of the week, we'll give them a test, and hopefully they're up for selection.
Do you think you can pull off a top two, or do you think that's going to be a little difficult now?
Yeah, that's a story I haven't bought into. So clearly, I wouldn't think it's something we're focused on. And if you don't win games of footy, it doesn't matter what you aspire to, nothing happens. So we train well, we meet well, and we aim to play well. And we'd like to get a scalp. We'd like to scalp the Hawthorn Football Club. And but they're in a position where they need to keep winning as well. So it's going to be on.
Hawthorn's had the recent word over you. Is it important psychologically to get one over them now?
No, it's more important for the latter, to be true. We're after 4 points. At the end of the day, it wouldn't matter who we're playing, we're after 4 points. So, but, just focus on winning doesn't get it done. You've got to, the processes of meeting and training well and playing really well together as a team gets it done. So, look, they've been a great team. I mean, they're a dual premiership team from 2008 to now and played in a losing grand final. They're pretty handy. So, and we're an emerging club and team that, needs to get some scalps at the right time of the year.
Ross, how much of a blow is it to lose Luke McFarlane again?
Yeah, look, it's not ideal, but we've coped with that before. Alex Silvani is a prospect, Ibbetson's a prospect, and young Alex Pearce has been playing quite well. So, and Chris Mayne spent some time down back again on the weekend. So we have got some options, and out of crisis comes opportunity. So yeah, we've got some confidence we'll be okay.
Would you be confident to pick him if he's right, straight into the finals, given he's listed at 3?
Well, there's a lot of variables that go to that, but yeah, I've certainly done it before and could easily do it again, but you'd have to sit down and get all the information, and often it's the player themselves that will tell you, yeah, I'm really confident, or if they're a bit iffy, it's more than likely a no at that point, So.
With all his injury woes, is this year it for him, would you think?
Oh, you'd have to ask Luke. I can't speak for Luke. We certainly haven't had that discussion.
So it would be Luke's decision, not the club's decision?
I think we'd sit down and talk. It's not. At the end of the day, yeah, it'd be more Luke than us. Yeah, we like his very best football, so I'm sure those conversations take place at the right time. But he's squarely focused on this campaign. He's been a great leader in my time here. He's been wonderful support. He's been a wonderful performer, and he's still desperate to contribute. And he'll be driving the team in the background as well.
I think your namesake in Melbourne, Gary, said that maybe a move to the forward line might prolong his career. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, look, it's more athletically challenging in the front half. There's no doubt about that. And Luke's body has been suited to playing in the back half. So, yeah, we've got some young forwards we want to develop, Taberner and Aptness. We're really excited about them, and Clark. And, you've seen Duffy and Crozier coming through. So you would have seen Brady Gray this year as well, except he got the stress fractures at the wrong time. I think he'd been emergency 6 times. So, yeah, I think we're throwing him forward. I don't think Luke particularly likes it. I don't think he's particularly a great kick for goal. You want people that can catch it and kick it. We know he can catch it, but he's not the most accurate kick for goal, I wouldn't have thought.
You mentioned Alex Pearce a couple of times this week. You've obviously got some confidence that you could throw a first-year player in at this time of the year against this quality.
Yeah, well, we did it with Max Duffy, didn't we? So there's a bit made about our list. We had a list management meeting the other week. I think players 24 and under with games, I think we sit in the top 4. So I think there was half a fingernail deep analysis done by someone out of Melbourne that said we haven't got many, but hopefully they spend some time on it next time. We actually sit in the top 4, so we're really excited with what we've got building, so for the long term.
What do you like about Alex specifically?
Yeah, he got great athleticism, good decision maker, speed, real competitor. So, well, he's still got to build a bit more of a body, but he's 196 and that. Yeah, so we're thrilled with him.
How's Pat going, Ross?
Yeah, he's going okay. It was really difficult because of the way we set up and they set up, made it tough. So it was hard to judge him. I think he had 3 or 4 shots on goal, took a couple of good marks. I wouldn't say he's in a purple patch, but he's certainly got plenty of scope for improvement.
Just in terms of the guys potentially that could come back this week, you could have a rather large selection dilemma, 3 or 4 players perhaps.
Yeah, who are they?
Zungu, Ibbotson, Silvani, Walters.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. Yeah, that's exactly right. So, I mean, we clearly lost Luke, and there's a few that, we've probably got to look at. It's going to be much about the balance of the team, as you guys said. How many small forwards can you play? What tall defenders do you need? So, and that's why we'll gather all the information on Hawthorn. And the big one is getting through the week on the track. That's the difficulty sometimes. We don't lose too many on the track, but we have lost a few. So when we get all that information, hopefully we'll pick a really well-balanced team that's going to go and get into a footy war with Hawthorn.